What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. It's a great day to be the owner of and talk about some real deal money, some real deal silver, which is what we're going to be talking about in today's video, focusing on why hasn't the spot price moved in 4 days? What's going on? We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for a bunch of videos, subscribe to my second channel for bonus videos, and follow me on social media at Mykie DYDSS across all platforms. 4 super quick things before we fully dive into the video. Number 1, if you haven't already, get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel. We got the brand new It's a Great Day to Have a Great Day t-shirt and coffee mug. DYDSS store will be linked in the description. 2, if you haven't already tried US some Celsius, make sure to do so. We have a 12-pack variety pack in the description right there on Amazon. I'll leave an affiliate link right down below. You can get a 12-pack variety pack to try out the different flavors. It's a healthier alternative to the other energy drinks out there. Link down below. 3, if you're not already investing and you would like to start investing, make sure to download Webull and fund your account. They're going to give you some free stocks just for doing so, and they make it really easy for a new investor to start investing because of how easy it is to learn and navigate on the app. Webull link in the description. I want to help 3 people this month before the end of April learn about the stock market and help them kickstart their investment portfolios. So if you're interested, reach out. And 4th and finally, if you need any silver or gold stacking supplies, airtight tubes and capsules, currency sleeves, anti-tarnish paper, mini lock boxes, microscopes, the list goes on. Any and all stacking supplies and any and all prepping supplies will be linked in the description for your convenience. Okay, so in today's video, I want to talk about silver. I want to talk about the current spot price of silver as I'm filming this video, which, by the way, I'm filming this video at about 9:30 at night, Tuesday the 15th. This video will be coming out at like 4 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, in the Precious Metals VIP Club. If you're not in the Precious Metals VIP Club and you'd like to become a member, that link will also be in the description, but it's also going to be posted to YouTube, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Way later in the day. So who knows what the spot price of silver is going to be by the time this video comes out. But as I'm recording it, I have a screenshot of the spot price right here. I'm going to show it to you guys. Spot price of silver as I'm filming this video at 9:30 at night on April 15th. Spot price is $32.44. For the day, it's up 15 cents or 0.46%. Not too bad. Not too shabby. However, the spot price of silver today, yesterday, the day before, and I believe the day before that, hasn't been a whole lot of activity. Not a whole lot's going on when it comes to silver. These last couple of days, no big deal, just a couple of days. But these last couple of days, in the $32 range, it has not that I saw, and by looking at the chart, doesn't look like it, has not gone below $32, and it has not gone all the way up to $33. It's been $32 and change this entire time. Hasn't really been moving a whole lot. Now, if you want to know my thoughts on that, the extremely short term, I personally don't care. It's kind of like when I say to this guy at work every single day, sometimes twice a day, when he comes up to me and says, "Hey, what do you think about the stock market today?" Or, "Yeah, oh man, we're down today. What are your thoughts?" And I tell him, my thoughts are the same thoughts I had the last 400 times you asked me. I don't care what the stock market's doing today because I know for an absolute fact it's going to be dramatically higher by the time I'm ready to retire, by the time I'm ready to capitalize on some gains and take some profits. I don't care what's going on today. I don't care about the stock market today. I don't care about the spot price today. That's all the short term. And usually when we talk about the short term, we're talking about like this week, this month, this year. We should be focusing on 5 years out, 10 years out, 20 years out. Short term, this week, this month, this year, even shorter term, the last 3.5 days, I'm personally not concerned. I would have bigger concerns if the spot price of silver was on a steady decline, which it's very clearly not. Silver's really holding its own right now. And if you ask me, the little bit of a pullback that we've seen, silver, $36, $37. We've pulled back. Well, maybe not that high. $35, $36. We've pulled back a little bit into the $32 range. Not that big of a deal. And silver's been holding its own. Meanwhile, gold, on the other hand, just putting this out there, gold has recently once again hit another new all-time high. Silver recently hit a 12-year high. It's down a little bit from where it was a week or two ago. But my thoughts on the spot price of silver right now, $32 and what was it, 44 cents or something like that per troy ounce. Out the door stack price probably about $34, $35 per troy ounce. The grand total premium included dollar amount that you're paying per troy ounce. Not that bad. Something I've noticed in the stacking world, and I don't know if it's new people or people that have been involved for a really long time and are just not really getting with the program, there are a lot of people out there that, like, in the same breath, they'll tell you how unbelievably undervalued silver is. It's nowhere near where it's supposed to be. It has miles and miles and miles to go before it reaches where it's supposed to be. And those same people will complain about a $3 premium on top of the spot price of silver when the spot price is up 1.5%. Oh, it's too expensive. It's too expensive. Is that so? I thought you just said silver should be $400 something an ounce. And here you are, complaining about $37 price tag attached to an ounce of silver. Doesn't make sense. So we gotta look at everything from a different angle. You have to figure out where you believe, where you personally believe, and not just by your own personal opinion. I'm talking about being logical and objective here. Where do you logically and objectively believe silver is going to go in the next, let's just say, 5 years, 10 years? Where do you think silver could go? Where do you think silver is most likely going to go in that window of time? If you believe in an upward direction, more specifically, an upward direction at a pretty rapid pace, then you should probably understand the price today is a lot lower than where you believe it's going to be in the future. So why are we getting hung up on the spot price today? Why are we worrying about the spot price today? Let's take it back about 7 years when I first started stacking. Picked up my very first piece of silver, I believe it was December of 2017, 2018, or January, February, March of 2018. I started getting quite a bit more silver. I think I picked up my very first piece of gold as well. Moving toward April, May, June, that's when I was more educated and knowledgeable. I had learned quite a bit. Not only did I do plenty of research before I got my first piece of silver, but once I got my first piece of silver and I held it in my hand for the first time. See, that's something that you can't learn just from research. There are certain things that you are only able and capable of learning by doing the hands-on approach, I'd say. So yeah, you can read all you want about silver. You can look at all the charts you want to look at. You can look at the graphs. You can look at the timeline. You can look at this. You can look at that. You can figure out the difference between this coin and that coin. 3 nines fine versus 4 nines fine. 90% silver, $half, 40% silver. You can read about all of those things. But until you hold your very first piece of silver in your hand, that right there is something different. That is something the articles are not going to be able to teach you. The videos are not going to be able to teach you. You need to hold on to a piece of silver. Hold an ounce of silver in your hand. It's different. It's interesting. It's unique. It's intriguing because we're all used to something different. We're not used to coins like that. We're used to coins on a much smaller scale. Your everyday, modern quarters, nickels, dimes, pennies, nonsense medals, post 65 nonsense medals, and fake fiat glorified IOU debt note dollar bills. See, we're used to paper that's not on a gold standard. And we're used to coins that are not made out of silver, what I like to call the silver standard. We're used to currency that's not backed by money. See, currency is fine. There's nothing wrong with currency, so long as it's backed by money. Our currency is not. It was backed by money, and I jokingly refer to the dollar bill as an IOU note, but fact of the matter is, the dollar bill was originally designed to be an IOU silver or IOU gold. That's what it was for initially. But that's what we're used to. We're used to the paper that's currently backed by nothing, coins that are made out of nothing of significance. So when you hold on to an ounce of silver for the first time, you're holding on to something special, and at least that's the way it was for me. The first time I ever set foot in a coin shop, and I picked up my very first silver round, and I held on to it, I realized something. I realized what real money was. Real money is. Now, I knew that silver and gold were real money. I had read it. I listened to plenty of videos. I looked at plenty of charts and graphs. I already knew it. But it didn't fully register until I held an ounce of silver in my hand. So if you're watching this video right now, it is not my place to tell people what to do with their dollars, what to buy, what to invest. That's not what I do here. I would never tell people to go out there and buy a bunch of silver. I would never tell somebody to go out there and buy this stock or that stock. That's not what I do. That's not what I've ever done. However, I will say this. Get yourself one silver coin. 1 ounce of silver. Just get it for fun. Whatever country you're viewing out of, if it's Canada, number 1, I'm sorry. But 2, get yourself a silver Canadian maple leaf and consider moving to America. I'm kidding. Not really. If you live in America, get yourself a silver eagle. If you live the Mexican Libertad, the British Britannia, the Austrian Philharmonic, the Australian kangaroo. There are so many coins out there, so many countries that have their own silver coin. Whatever country you're viewing from, get yourself a coin from your country, a 1 ounce silver coin. If your country does not produce 1 ounce silver coins, consider getting yourself another country's 1 ounce silver coin. Doesn't really matter. Get yourself a silver round, a silver bar. Doesn't matter. Get yourself an ounce of silver, just one, only one, and just hold it in your hand. Guess what? You're going to realize, if it's the first time you're holding on to silver, you're going to realize what real money is. And I find that exciting. And I remember the excitement that I got in the coin shop that day. See, I walked in to the coin shop, complete rookie. I wasn't even a rookie. I was getting ready to become a rookie. That's how new I was. I had no idea. In fact, I took the silver round home with me and I made a video calling it a coin. I didn't know there was a difference between coins and rounds. I was like, it's a circular piece of silver, therefore it's a coin. It's round in shape, therefore it's a coin. I didn't know. But I got my very first piece of silver that day. And I very quickly knew and understood what real money is. See, I already knew, I already read, I already understood that it's internationally recognized as money, constitutionally recognized as money, biblically, most importantly, recognized as money, real true honest money. I already knew that, but it didn't fully click until I held it in my hand. So that's what I encourage people to do. Go and get yourself 1 ounce of silver if you don't already have any silver at all, if you've never had any silver, if you've never known anybody that had any silver, if you accidentally clicked on this video and you just chose to listen to it, consider getting yourself an ounce of silver. Just 1 ounce of silver. And hold it in your hand. It's going to feel very, very, very different. It's going to feel very foreign. At least that's how I experienced it. I held onto that piece of silver and I was like, man, I really feel like I'm holding on to something substantial here. And all it was a little 1 ounce silver round. That's all it was. So you can imagine how I felt when I picked up my first 5 ounce silver bar, my first 10 ounce silver bar. This year in 2025, I don't have one. I've never had one. I'm not about to get one, but at some point this year, I would like to get myself a silver kilo bar, which is over 30 ounces of silver all in one shot. And I've never held one before. I've never had a silver kilo bar in my hand. I've never held onto one. I've never picked one up. I used to be borderline against kilo bars, but I would like to get one. As the great Chael Sonnen always says, I reserve the right to change my opinion if confronted with new information. And guess what? I changed my opinion. I used to say, no, I would never get a silver kilo bar. Well, guess what? Now I kind of want one. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to get one. In addition to that, back to what we were supposed to be talking about in today's video. I don't know how we got off in that direction, but it is what it is. The spot price of silver in the $32 range. Oh, I remember exactly why I went on that whole little tangent there. I was going to say when I first started stacking silver, and then I went off and told a story that I wasn't even supposed to tell. When I first started stacking silver, spot price was $17. My entire first year of stacking, the entire year of 2018, it was on a steady decline from $17 all the way down to $14. That's when I was stacking as aggressively as possible. And guess what people were saying? People were saying, nah, I'm holding off. I'm waiting for it to go lower. And I'm saying to them, like, who's to say it's ever going to go any lower? Well, it's going to go lower. $14. Yeah, I'm waiting for 10. I'm waiting for $10. That's what I'm waiting for. $10 an ounce spot price. Guess what? It's been 7 years and they're probably still waiting. We have not seen $10 an ounce silver. We saw $11 an ounce silver for a split second during the COVID crash, but guess what? Made a relatively quick recovery. Back to the $18, $19 range, which is where it was right before it fell. Worked its way back up. Hit $20 an ounce silver for the first time in years. And not only did it hit $20, it almost skipped the line to $30 in a very, very quick window of time. Mid-2020, it hit $20. Then it hit 22, 24, 26, 28, 29, and for a very split second, it hit $30 and immediately came back down to 29 something. The point being is that when I first started stacking, I recognized an opportunity when I saw it. $17 all the way down to $14. That window right there, 14 to 17. I recognized an opportunity when I saw it. And I made videos back in 2018. Many videos saying that I want to get as much as I can while the price is where it's at because this could potentially be the opportunity of a lifetime. We might never ever see silver this low again. And guess what? 7 years later, we haven't seen those prices in 7 years. So $20 silver. People said, I'm going to wait for it to go back down below 20. This is when it first hit 20, 21, $22. There's going to be a pullback. I'm waiting for $19 an ounce silver. Well, guess what? It went all the way up to $29. And here we are in the low to mid 30s. And there are people right now saying that they're waiting for it to go back down to, the $25 an ounce range, which who knows? It could happen. But what's the point of sitting around waiting for something that's not promised, not guaranteed? To me, that's the biggest risk of all. See, there will be people out there, people that are like not interested in stacking or investing, and they're going to say that like it's risky. Buy a bunch of silver, that's risky. Investing in the stock market, that's risky. Well, guess what? That very well may be the case. You want to know what's even riskier, though? not stacking at all, not investing at all. Why is that? Because if you allow your dollar bills to just simply be dollars and give them no potential, they're guaranteed to go down. Like, it's not a matter of if this happens or if that happens or it's most likely going to go. No, it will absolutely 100% without a doubt lose purchasing power. It's what it does. Now, the dollar bill losing purchasing power isn't the biggest deal in the world if every year that goes by, you're making more money. That way you kind of keep like an even playing field there. You know, the average inflation's 2.5%. It's really not that big of a deal if you're getting a 2.5% pay raise every year. You're not really phased all that much. Point I'm trying to make here is that if you're in it for the super, super long term, if you're in it for years and years and years, decades into the future, what is the point of concerning yourself with today's prices? If you truly 100% without a doubt believe that the spot price of silver is going to be dramatically higher 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, why do you care about $32 today? $33, $34, $35 today with the premium factored in. Why do you care about that? What does that matter? What does that mean? Same thing goes for investing. The same exact thing. These so-called long-term investors. Oh yeah, I'm buying this stock because I think it's going to go to $1 million. Okay. What is it today? Well, it's about $97. All right, why don't you buy more? Oh, I'm waiting for it to go to $89. 97's too expensive. What do you mean 97's too expensive? You just said it's going to make you a millionaire. Long-term, people. Focus on the long term. Concerning yourself with prices today is artificially creating a barrier for yourself between you and the next step. You're creating a barrier in front of you, a roadblock in front of you. You close the road that you're driving on. Don't concern yourself with today's prices all that much. And if you are going to concern yourself with the prices, concern yourself with the prices until the dollar bills are no longer in your hand and the silver is now in your hand. From that point moving forward, don't worry about the dollar bill price tag attached to the silver. If you're not selling your silver, if your silver's not for sale, don't worry about what it's worth in dollar bills. Let go of the dollar bill. Let go of the fiat mindset. That's what I learned 7 years ago. Maybe 6 years ago. Maybe I didn't fully grasp it right away. But eventually it did click. And eventually it did happen. And I did have that paradigm shift where I realized and I understood, you know what? Yeah, I care about the dollar bill amount to an extent because I'm trying to get the best bang for my buck. If I completely threw the idea of the dollar out the window, then I could just set down a $100 bill on the table and say, hey, yeah, give me half an ounce of silver. I don't care. They're just dollars. No, of course I'm going to try to get the best bang for my buck. Of course I'm going to be worried about the dollar bills while they're still in my hand. But guess what? When they're no longer in my hand and this is in my hand instead, this is what I'm worried about. I'm no longer going to say, oh, I have, what is this, about $95 worth of silver. I'm no longer going to look at it like that. Oh, $95 worth of silver. No, scratch that. 3 troy ounces of silver. That's how we measure it. We don't measure it with that fake fiat glorified IOU debt note dollar bill mindset mentality. That's not how we do it. We measure it in troy ounces. That's what we got to focus on. That's where people need to really dial in. Only worry about the dollars when the dollars are still in your hand and you're trying to get the best bang for your buck. Once those dollar bills are in someone else's hand and they forked over the silver that you were looking for, measure it in troy ounces. See, that's the thing. Measure their silver in dollars, measure your silver in troy ounces. That's what you got to do. And you make the trade. You both have something that the other one is looking for. You have the dollars that you don't want, and you're looking for silver. They have the silver that they don't want, they're looking for dollars. Make the switch. Simple as that. Measure their silver when it's still in their hand. Measure their silver in dollars. Because it's not just dollars you're measuring it in. It's your dollars you're measuring it in. Of course, try to get the best bang for your buck. Try to get the best deal. Try to get the most money for your currency, of course. But once that transaction has taken place, we don't worry about the dollar bills anymore. Once the silver is in our possession, we don't say, oh, this is $100 worth of silver. This is $300 worth of silver. This is $2,500 worth of silver. No. We say this is 5 troy ounces of silver. We say this is 10 ounces of silver. This is a kilo of silver. This is 50 ounces of silver. This is 100 ounces of silver. That's how we measure it. Same thing goes for investing, by the way. You don't often hear people say, oh yeah, $1,500 worth of Amazon stock. No, they say how many shares of Amazon stock they have. They're not worried about the dollar bill attached to it in the short term. If they were worried about the dollar bills in the short term, they would have just hung on to the dollar bills. They don't care about the dollar bills. If we're investing, we don't care about the dollar bills. We're trying to exchange our depleting currency, our dollar bill, which is on life support. We're trying to get rid of that and trade it for a little teeny tiny speck, a little teeny tiny piece, a teeny tiny sliver of a massive behemoth of a company that is dominating the world, changing lives, and changing the way things work on this planet. We want a piece of that. We don't want these. See, that's why people invest. They want a piece of massive companies. They want that microscopic ownership of these massive, massive companies. They don't want the dollar bills. They want equity in these massive corporations. Same thing goes for silver and gold. We don't want the dollars. We want the money. We don't want the currency. We want the silver. We don't want the fiat. We want the gold. I had this paradigm shift. 2018, maybe 2019. Probably 2018. It was definitely during my first 12 months of stacking. It all started to make sense. You just have to look at it from another angle. That's what you got to do. So anyway, $32 an ounce silver. What are your thoughts on it? Spot price hasn't moved as I'm recording this video much at all in the last 3, maybe 4 days. By the time this video comes out, once again, I post all my videos early in the Precious Metals VIP Club. That link will be in the description if you want to become a member. But by the time I post it on YouTube, who knows what can happen. Between filming this at 9:30 at night the day before and then posting it at 6 p.m. the following day, we're looking at close to 18 hours going by. 19 hours going by. Who knows what the spot price is? In fact, let me know in the comments, what's the spot price of silver as you're watching the video? I don't care what day it is. Let me know the date that you're viewing and the current spot price of silver. I'd love to know. If you guys like today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, subscribe to my second channel for bonus videos, and follow me on social media at Mykie DYDSS on both X and Instagram. As we wrap up the video, let me share 4 very quick things. Number 1, if you haven't already, get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel. We got the brand new It's a Great Day to Have a Great Day t-shirt and coffee mug. DYDSS store will be linked in the description. 2, if you haven't already, try you out some Celsius Energy. That's right, a healthier alternative to the other energy drinks out there. You can get a 12-pack variety pack on Amazon right now. I will leave an affiliate link in the description so you can try out the different flavors. 3, if you're not already investing, and you would like to get started, make sure to download Webull and fund your account. They're going to give you some free stocks just for doing so, and they make it really simple for a new investor to start investing because of how easy it is to learn and navigate on the app. Again, I want to take 3 people this month, before the end of April. I want to take 3 people, help them learn about the stock market, and help these 3 people kickstart their investment portfolios. We will link in the description. If you want to be one of those 3, reach out. Fourth and finally, if you need any silver or gold stacking supplies, whether it be airtight tubes and capsules, anti-tarnish paper, currency sleeves, mini lock boxes, microscopes, the list goes on, any and all stacking supplies and any and all prepping supplies will be linked in the description for your convenience. Once again, I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know, what are your thoughts on the spot price of silver right now? What is the spot price as you're viewing the video? If it's still in the $32 an ounce range, what are your thoughts on the spot price? Not moving very much these last couple of days. Do you think something big is coming? Do you think we're going to see more of a standstill for another couple of days or another week or so? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next one. Don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.